Can I tell you about one of the cruelest paradoxes of high achievement? You spend years to get there, you finally feel calm, but the opposite happens, and the more successful you are, the more anxious you get. Now, if this is you, I need you to know that you're not imagining it, and you're definitely not alone. Success doesn't end stress for high achievers, it amplifies it, because you've got more to lose, more people watching, more reasons to prove yourself, more ways to fail. And suddenly, the very thing you worked so hard for becomes a source of your suffering. So let me break down 5 ways success makes stress worse and why this keeps you trapped in the cycle. Number 1, imposter syndrome gets louder. When you were starting out, maybe you had some self-doubt, but now the higher you've climbed, the more the voice whispers, when they realise I can't actually do this job, I don't belong here. So you work twice as hard to prove you deserve your position. You over-prepare for every meeting, you second-guess every decision, you're exhausted from trying to convince everybody, including yourself, that you're not a fraud. And the cycle goes like, I feel like a fraud, I work harder to prove myself, achieve more, and feel like a bigger fraud. Number 2, the perfectionist trap tightens. When there was less at stake, a B+ effort might have felt okay, but now every deliverable feels like it could make or break your reputation. So you over-prepare, over-analyse, over-deliver, and you leave absolutely nothing for yourself. So the cycle is higher standards, less margin for error, more anxiety about making mistakes, and paralysis or burnout. Number 3, your identity becomes your prison. You built yourself into the reliable one, the one who always delivers, the leader who never cracks under pressure. And now you're terrified to show any vulnerability because it threatens the very identity that got you here. So you hide the stress, you hide the doubt, you hide how hard this is, and you feel completely isolated, and even when you're surrounded by people. And the cycle is reputational, can't show weakness, isolation and pressure, more stress hidden behind the mask. So number 4, rest starts to feel like regression. You got here by hustling. Your brain has learned that effort equals worth. So when you try to rest, your nervous system interprets it's falling behind. Guilt floods in, anxiety spikes. Everyone else is still working. I should be doing something productive. And you're right back on that hamster wheel. So that cycle is, I feel guilty, everyone else is working, back to overdrive, exhaustion, and so the cycle repeats. And finally, number 5, the goalposts keep moving. You thought hitting this milestone, this promotion, this salary, this level of success would finally make you feel enough. But the moment you achieved it, your brain found the next thing to stress about. There's always another level, another metric, another person ahead of you. And the cycle is, you have a brief moment of relief, new goals appear, old anxieties return, and nothing ever feels like enough. Now here's what you need to understand. The real problem isn't your success. It's not your job, it's not your workload, it's not even your ambition. The real problem is what's running underneath all of it. Your stress is coming from the beliefs and nervous system patterns driving how you operate. Maybe I'm only valuable when I'm achieving. I just know I'm just not good enough. These beliefs live in your identity and your nervous system, not in your calendar or your job description. And that's why working less doesn't fix it. That's why going on vacation doesn't stick. That's why all the stress management tips in the world only work temporarily. Because the same patterns travel with you wherever you go. You can't outrun it. So how do you break the cycle? Well, real change doesn't come from achieving more. It doesn't come from working less either. It comes from rewiring the identity and the nervous system patterns. And that makes success feel like survival. It happens when you learn that your worth isn't tied to your output. Teach your nervous system that rest is safe, not dangerous. Build unshakable confidence from the inside out. And when you do that, that's when success finally feels good instead of terrifying. That's when you can be high performing and at peace. And that's when you stop suffering from success. Now, if any of this resonates with you, you're not alone and you're not broken. You just haven't learned how to succeed without the suffering yet. So click around this video to find out more about how you can break from that suffering, how you can break the cycle, that stress cycle. Because you've worked too hard to spend the rest of your life feeling like this.